Well, ever since the tragic murders of both children and staff at Nashville Covenant School last year by Audrey Hale, a 28-year-old woman who was identifying as a man, many have called for the release of Hale's diary or manifesto, which has been withheld by both Nashville police and the FBI. Now, this week, a Nashville judge said that she would soon rule whether these writings can be released. Notably, the judge also ruled that not to jail Michael Lethe, the publisher of the Tennessee Star, which reported on leaked pages from Hale's diary. Now, is the government withholding these documents for fear of what they might reveal? And do they have the right to do that? Joining me now to discuss this, Dr. John Lott, president of Crime Prevention Research Center. John, welcome back to Washington Watch. Good to see you.
Well, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Now, you've been tracking this. You've written about it. What do we know thus far about the writings behind what has been leaked?
Right. Well, I mean, we've had a couple leaks that have occurred. We had some months ago, we had 3 pages that were leaked. And now, in the last week or so, we've had almost 4 dozen other pages that were obtained by the Tennessee Star. And it tells us a range of things. It tells us the mental troubles that this individual has. It tells us stuff about the planning that went into the attack, why they picked the target that they did. But, you know, to me, the most interesting things are the FBI's letter to the Nashville Police Department about why they demanded that this diary remain secret and not be released to the public. That they were worried that if it was released, it would cause a backlash against transgender individuals. And, you know, there are other things that they put in there about people not properly understanding the information that was there. The problem is, obviously, we've had a number of mass public shootings, and this is the first time that I know of that I've been able to find where the FBI has stepped in and demanded that a diary or a manifesto from these mass murderers wasn't released to the public.
So given your history of tracking these, why would this one be different?
I mean, one can guess, but I assume it's because it was a transgender individual that was there, that they want to protect that. My guess is if it was a white supremacist or something, then not only would the FBI be making a big deal about it, but the president would be out there talking about it. You know, unfortunately, transgender individuals are actually quite disproportionately overrepresented in terms of these mass public shootings. Since 2018, they're more than 7 times their share of the U.S. population and engaging in these attacks. But it's speculation on exactly why they're doing it. I can just infer that it's because of the transgender nature of this individual.
Now, Dr. Lott, also in the letter they talk about they don't want people to connect these mass murders with mental illness.
Right.
But that also is in the record where a majority of those individuals that have been involved in these mass attacks have been treated for mental illness. And that's something we hear every time there's a shooting. We need more funding for mental illness treatment.
Right. I mean, this person was seeing mental health care professionals. We know that. About 51% of the mass public shooters over the last 25 years were seeing mental health care professionals fairly close to the time where the attack was occurring. You know, one thing you'll see, though, since you mentioned the increased funding, I have no problem with more funding. But people have to understand you can't really expect much from it because not in one single case, not one of these mass public shooters, even though the ones that were seeing these mental health care professionals were identified prior to their attack as a danger to themselves or others. In fact, there's a whole psychological academic literature on why they're unable to go and identify these individuals prior to their attacks.
Well, my point in bringing that out is that's something that the left is repeatedly stating anytime there's one of these mass shootings. They don't point to lawlessness or anything. We need more mental health funding. But
Right,
here in
no,
this
I
case,
agree.
they don't want that information coming out if that's a part of the FBI's rationale for not releasing this manifesto.
I mean, look, obviously this person's disturbed. Obviously, she was having severe mental health problems. She was clearly suicidal. But you know, as you were indicating before, this could be applied to lots of manifestos or
Right.
diaries that these killers have, and yet they haven't made the same type of demands
Right.
from local police
So there's
departments.
clearly more here. Just got about a minute and a half left, Dr. Lott. From what we've seen about the 80 pages, which apparently is just a portion of the manifesto, the diary, what can we detect about this troubled young woman?
Well, I mean, I think to me, one of the most important things is just the planning that went involved. Apparently, she looked at 3 other targets that were there. A local mall was her first target. And then there were a couple other schools that she had looked at, but had decided not to go after any of those because of armed security that was available at those. The Green Hills Mall in Nashville area allowed people to carry concealed handguns. And so she picked this school because she had checked it out and didn't believe that there was any security there to go and stop her doing the attack. Look, anybody who reads the diaries and manifestos for these mass murderers know that there's a huge amount of similarity across. You have individuals who are suicidal, but they want to commit suicide in a way that's going to get the media attention. And they know the more people they kill, the more media attention they're going to get.
So they go after
they may
soft
be
targets.
crazy in some sense. Exactly.
Dr. Lott, we're out of time, but I want to thank you for joining us. Very insightful, and look forward to talking to you again soon.